Welcome to the Amazing Clarks Podcast on the Black Love Podcast Network. My name is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
We are the Amazing Clarks.
Clarks.
We're both award-winning certified life and love coaches. We've been coaching together as a team for 22 years, and we've been happily married and passionately in love for 30 years. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives. So, what's up, baby?
What's up with you, baby? How are you doing? I'm good.
I'm doing good. On today's episode, you know what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, I do know what we're going to talk about. But before we talk about it, I have a question for you. I've been kind of wanting to ask you, what have you been focused on? So we did an episode called The Top 5 on our podcast. I want to ask you, what are the top 3 things you've been focused on?
Wow. That was a curveball. I didn't see that coming.
That's good.
Okay.
What are you focused on, baby? Because we're talking about energy today. Okay. Part of managing your energy is being aware of your thoughts. So what are your top 3, honey?
Okay, so number 1 would be, I'm excited to finish our course so that we can have a product that we can sell without us having to physically be there. So every day, my main thought is, what do I have to do next in order to complete it? How can I make it better? I love where it's at, but how can I make it better? That would be number 1.
Okay, that's good. That's really good.
Number 2 would probably be getting physically fit in the gym.
Okay.
And trying to create a schedule where I can get back in the gym. So that's on top of my mind as well.
Okay.
Then the last one is, which is actually kind of the first one too, because I was going to say money, but the money is connected to my number 1, which is the course. So can't use money. So number 3 would be, number 3 would be just appreciation for life. Just daily appreciation, being in the moment.
Right.
Connecting the spirit, just enjoying the journey, spiritual journey. So it would be those things. Our course, physical fitness, physical health,
right,
and enjoying life, being in the moment.
Wow.
Connecting the spirit. And I love connecting the spirit because it just takes me on an adventure.
Yes.
There's always so much yumminess and goodness there. And you're on it too, but you would not be my first 3.
It's okay.
Yeah,
no worries.
You're always on my mind, but everything is always good with us. Which actually, you threw me for a twist with this because I had a topic that I wanted to talk about, and you just threw it in there. But that's okay. That's how we do.
So you can ask me your question. You don't have to ask me the same question. What is your topic you want to ask me? Throw me a curveball. It's okay. I could take it.
Okay.
Yeah, give it to me.
I want to switch it up and tell you something different at you, right?
Do it.
Okay. What's been your top 3?
Anyway. Well, the thing that was funny about that, as I was listening to you, we are like the same person. I mean, my top thought has been the course. I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, I want to get that done. I want to be able to help more people. And we're at a point in our business where our schedule is saturated with clients. So we cannot take on very many more clients. We're pretty close to saturation. And so I've been thinking about, like, how can I serve at a higher level that's going to be in a course that people all over the world can take, and we don't have to physically be there. It's our voice, it's our love, it's our energy poured into it. And we have an amazing outline. I worked on the outline the other day, and it just poured through me. Like, I channeled the whole thing, like, in 30 minutes. It was incredible. And I loved that. So that's been number 1 for me. Number 2, same as you, working on my body. Like, I have this renewed energy. I think it's because the world is opening back up after COVID. Like, I've been in the house, like, I don't care. Nobody can see me. I'm going to have another cookie. Who cares, right?
Not a cookie.
Another glass of Prosecco. Pass the bottle, baby. Right? Nobody can see. But now I'm going back out, and I'm going to offices. I'm working outside of the house. So I'm like, ooh, girl, you got to get it together, baby. So yes, my fitness, my diet, I've been really focused on that. Number 3, I would say, a lot of gratitude for my life as well, but I've been thinking a lot about people relating to each other, I think, because my kids had gone through a thing with each other. So it's really sparked like this deep conversation about people accepting each other, right where they are. Like, gotcha. we all have stuff, right? And why do we beat each other up over our stuff? instead of just saying like, hey, I love you. You got stuff. Like, I think you and I do that really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think we see each other's stuff. We know it's there, but we don't beat each other up with it.
Right.
We just kind of go like, that's your job to go over there and work on that. And I'm over here working on mine. And then we're going to focus on what we love about each other. So that's been really on my mind. And I think because of the course, I'm looking at where we need to help people clean up their energy. And I think that's a place where we need to go, where it's like, don't be so hard on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Don't beat each other up because you have a deficit somewhere. Our deficit in our lives is where we're growing. And that's a beautiful thing, because if we're not growing, we're dying. So that's kind of been on my mind.
You know, actually what I was going to really ask you about.
The truth comes out.
Not even ask you about. I want to give you kudos again.
Oh, I'm getting the kudos.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
I'm feeling myself right now. I just want you all to know that.
And the reason I want to give you kudos, and it's just something when I was talking about gratitude and appreciation for where I'm at in my life.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned that the world is opening back up.
Mm-hmm.
This past week, we went to a nice restaurant. I took you to lunch. We had a nice little nice spot that we like by the water. And while we were there were a lot of women there. Mm-hmm. And a lot of single women, and they were in groups. Mm-hmm. And every time I would get up and go to the bathroom or get up to go do something, they were just like all over, just like, hey.
I saw.
And, and I know you saw. We talked about it.
Yeah.
And the thing that, while it was happening, and I'm sure they've been locked up too, and they were like, a man, look, a man. Woo! A man, get him. He's mine.
And he's fine. Let's just add that in the mix. Come on now.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. Don't thank me. I thank you, sir. Thank you.
Ooh, I received that. Thank you.
Okay, good.
And what I loved about it was that you didn't trip.
Oh, no.
A lot of women, they would be like, what is he doing? Why are you doing it? You find when it's like, you're just like, hey, yeah, I see that. I see her. I see that. And that's nice.
Right.
So kudos to you for that, for not feeling insecure in our relationship and for, not tripping.
Aw, you're welcome.
Thank you.
A couple things. Number one, thank you for not giving me any reason to trip. That's huge. And this is just being honest. I'm not being arrogant. I don't think there's anyone better for you than me. So they could look all they want. You could look all you want. But at the end of the day, you're mine and you're always going to be mine. And I know that in my spirit. So
good for you.
I don't worry about it. And you know what? It's like this. If you have something beautiful, you want other people to enjoy its beauty. I think you are beautiful, Anthony, inside and out. And
Likewise.
You have an amazing energy, and you have this commanding energy, and people can't help but notice it and look at it. And I take pride in that. I don't have insecurity because I'm the same as you.
Very true.
I'm an amazing Clark too.
Yes, you are.
And so I know how amazing I am. So I don't worry about anyone taking you from me. And if they do, you're not mine anyway. It'll hurt me, but I'm still amazing. It has nothing to do with me.
I agree.
That's my perspective.
Very nice. And I love that about our relationship in general, that we don't have that jealousy thing and that suspicion and that.
We trust each other.
We trust each other.
Well, we would trust each other. We respect each other.
And we know each other.
And here's the thing. We've done self-work.
Mm-hmm.
We've done self-work, so we don't need other people to come in and validate us and fill our void. And most people who are stepping outside of their relationship are looking for something to make them feel better about them.
Yep.
And from my perspective, that can only come from your relationship to yourself and your relationship to spirit. So we both have a great relationship with our spirit, so we don't need to go outside of our relationship to look for anything.
That's right.
That's my perspective.
I agree. So the bottom line is, people, never choose piece of ass over peace of mind.
Right?
You got it. All right.
100%.
Now that we wrap that up.
in a nice little bow.
Yes,
Well, actually,
yes.
it goes right along with our topic today. So last time we talked about energy, like we're probably going to do a whole series on energy because there's just so many facets to it, right? So many ways to understand energy.
Right. If you guys didn't check out that episode, the previous episode we did on energy, make sure you go check it out.
Yeah, that will help you understand, kind of catch up with us today. So today I wanted to talk about how our energy affects each other. So think about this, like if you walk into a room, right, and two people have been arguing, and you walk in and they get quiet, and you say, "What's wrong?" or "What's going on?" and they say nothing, but you can feel something's going on. You're feeling their energy. You're being affected by their energy. And the same way that happens with other people, it's constantly happening in your relationship.
Definitely.
Your energy, which is created by your thoughts and your emotions, affects my energy, which is created by my thoughts and my emotions. And what I've noticed with couples and coaching couples over the years, especially couples in crisis, couples having problems.
So your energy is created or affected?
It's affected.
Affected by it, right.
It's affected. I have to take responsibility for my own energy, and I can learn, and hopefully they're learning from us, how to manage my energy so that you don't dominate my energy, right? Because that's what happens. And negative energy is very powerful. And I hear this all the time. I couldn't help, but this person was so negative that I got negative, right?
You're right.
The key is to each person in the relationship to manage their own energy. And that's going to come from thoughts and perspectives and stories, right? So most people are arguing and upset with each other because they make up stories about each other. This happened earlier. You got quiet and you were a little bit shut down. And I noticed it, right? So what do you do when you noticed someone is shut down or their energy is shifted? You want to understand why, right? So I asked you if you were okay. And you said, yeah.
No, I didn't.
What did you say?
I said no.
Oh, you said no. Oh, you said
no.
You said no. Well, sometimes you say yes.
Yeah, sometimes
so
yes.
My bad.
Right, depending on what's going on.
So you said you did say no. That's right. You said no. And then I said, "What's wrong?" And you said,
"I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
I need food.
I need food." Right? But here's the deal. There was a time in our relationship, number one, you wouldn't have said you need food. You would have said, "I'm okay." And then just dealt with it inside of you. And then I would have thought, he's upset at something that I did. Right?
Right.
And that's what's happening with a lot of people. They're creating thoughts about each other that's making their energy negative and pushing each other away. And then they keep telling those stories until that just becomes how they see each other. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes. So it's extremely important to manage your thoughts about each other and to communicate and actually ask each other what you're thinking, feeling, and then believe each other. Because here's another piece. Sometimes people don't believe each other. They believe their own story. There would maybe be a time in the past when you'd say, "I'm hungry." And I'd still think, no, he's mad at the conversation that we just had because he got shut down after the conversation. He's not hungry.
Right.
He's just saying that because he don't want to admit that he's wrong. I call that the alternate universe, right? Like I don't actually know what's going on, so I'm going to make it up. I'm going to fill in the blanks. And then that makes my energy negative, which is going to make you react to that negative energy.
Right. But you know what? I would never, ever, ever say that nothing's bothering me if something's bothering me.
Yeah.
Because to do that would be wrong. Yeah, I do that sometimes.
I was going to say, who are you right now?
Yes,
like, what just happened?
I used to do that. My name is Anthony. I have done that.
Yeah.
And it's the truth. And it's part of growth, you know? And it could be for different reasons. It'd be, like you said, like for one, maybe I just don't want to create any drama. Or I can see like, oh, my energy says if I go there on this road, it's going to lead to drama.
A fight.
And I'm not trying to have that right now.
Yeah.
Or it could be like, I'm just not in the mood to discuss it. Or it could be like, I'm kind of embarrassed that this is bothering me, so I don't want to talk about it. So even the fact that I'm admitting it, that's being vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
And I had to work to get to this point. But now, when I tell you, it's real. And that's why when you just like, no, that's not what you're really feeling. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm really feeling. You're like, no, it's not. It's like, chick, I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah, I love when you say that.
You ain't going to kick my ass.
That's like the
why
wake-up
lie
call.
to you? Why am I going to be like, yeah, I'm going to lie to her. I'm afraid of her. No. So if I tell you this, I mean it.
Do you know what? What's so great about that? I love when you say that because it's almost like it like stops me from going to the alternate universe. When you say, I'm not afraid of you, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's not afraid of me. Oh, he is telling me the truth. He doesn't have any reason to lie to me.
Right. Very true. Exactly. I don't have any reason to lie to you. So,
and that's why in most relationships, a lot of stuff is just misunderstanding because people are not saying what they really think and what they really feel. They're avoiding it. Let's pause right there because there was something you were telling me about earlier that I think that you should share with our listeners.
Yes. Shea Moisture Men has this great thing going on with our father's lullaby.
Okay, I'm loving this already.
Right. It's a way for Black papas to highlight our love and our joy for our children. But let's let them tell us about it.
Shea Moisture Men is committed to celebrating dads daily. As a part of lifting their voices, we created a father's lullaby called Light Inside of You. This lullaby is for us, by us. It is our way of creating our own generational tradition to be passed down father to father. We want to share the voice of love, tenderness, and joy, and hope that Black dads already share with their babies and with the entire world. Let's normalize and celebrate Black love in the form of a father's lullaby, our story, our song. The world needs to see and hear the love of Black fathers. Go to sheamoisture.com/men or Shea Moisture Men on IG and listen to a father's lullaby and then challenge a Black dad to share his story, his song, by singing the lullaby to his babies and posting it by using the hashtag A Father's Lullaby.
That sounds really cool. I wish we had babies to sing to.
What are you talking about? I'll call all of our grown kids and sing to them right now. Shea Moisture Men has started a tradition. I'm definitely not missing out. So listen up. I'm challenging all of the Black men who are vital in raising our youth to head over to Shea Moisture Men on Instagram to celebrate Black fatherhood.
Yes. And ladies, get the men in your life on this too.
It's awesome. But let's get back into this.
This is really interesting. This week I did a group coaching. You weren't there, so I'll share it with you. I did a group coaching and
you were coaching behind my back.
Yeah, I do my own thing sometimes.
Go girl.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you.
So I was doing a group coaching and I asked the question, what area are you challenged when it comes to relationships and where do you think you need to grow? And someone in the group coaching, a male, said that he needs to speak up more and let his wife know when he's tired because he comes home from work and she asks him to do all kinds of stuff. But he's really tired and he doesn't say anything.
He does it anyway.
And he does it anyway.
Probably gets resentful.
You think?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So when I asked him why he doesn't tell her that he's tired, he's just like, it's okay. It's fine. I just do it. But you're absolutely right. It's coming out. It's coming out in some way. He's probably either being resentful or snappy or irritated. Again, his energy is shifting because he has some thoughts and some emotions he's not sharing. And that's what relationship is about, being able to share and work through it with each other, right? And what I find fascinating about that, and this is going to be a whole nother talk too, is we don't all live in the same reality. Think about that. In his marriage, he lives in one reality in his mind where he doesn't really want to be doing the stuff that she's asking him to do because he's tired. And she's living in a reality where he doesn't mind at all. Right. And it's okay, but sometimes he gets a little however he gets, and she doesn't know why.
Happy wife, happy life. He's playing that old.
But that's not true because...
Of course it's not true.
Because she can feel it. I don't even know her, but I know she can feel it because especially as women, we're intuitive. We feel stuff. We can feel when you're off, just like you can feel when we're off. Because we spend so much time together, we know each other's energy, right? And that's the thing about why we talk about energy so much, because that's what's creating the problems. And the problems are created by not being honest about your thoughts and your perspective so that you can come up with a new one together. Right. You and I have battled through this, like you said, like you used to be quiet and shut down. And then I would be like overly emotional and cry and, run off screaming or whatever it is that I used to do. Right? Yeah. So I started working on that and managing my thoughts. And so here's what I did. And you did this too. I literally created a positive story about you in my mind. Whenever my old programming wants to come up, because we have a lot of programming. Man, we have some programming about the opposite sex, right? Like all these beliefs that were handed. So if you guys remember in our Inner Child podcast, we talk about the brain and Science of You, we talk about brain files and how those show up. So in my generation, you know, men were the dominant one, that we're supposed to serve men and all of this stuff. And so I would put myself in like a passive role when I didn't want to be in a passive role and then blame you for it, right? Like, I can't do this and I'm not going there and he won't let me. And then one day you said to me like, chick, I'm not your oppressor. Like you can do whatever you want, right? And it was like, whoa, I woke up from that programming. So then I had to tell a new story about you. So, and I love the story that I created about you, and I can instantly feel my energy shift when I tell this story. Anthony is my best friend.
Yes, he is.
I love him so much. He is so fun to hang out with. I love talking to him. He is amazing. He's an awesome father. He's my best friend. He's tall and beautiful and sexy, and he's got the cutest little baby booty, and it makes me laugh.
Oh, yes.
So every time I tell myself that story, even if I'm annoyed with you, it makes me laugh.
And every time you tell it, it makes me blush. Every time.
You do have a cute little baby booty, babe.
Thank you. Thank you.
You do. Little baby butt.
I received that. Hey, what can you say to that?
So my point about that is most people don't know how to do that. They go down the rabbit hole of all their past fights. And so they start just focusing on what they don't like until they literally don't like their partner. And then it's hard to rebound from that. Our thoughts affect our energy. And if our thoughts are negative about each other, we're going to have negative energy with our partner. And we're going to snap at them and talk to them crazy and have a way with them that does not feel good. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to do it right back.
Exactly.
And that's where the issues start.
Right. And, you know, for me, I do the same thing as you. You know, I have my story about you, that she's my best friend and she loves me. She's got my back. And 99% of the time, everything is amazing. And that this is just something that we're going through. And it's going to be over in a second. And I'm going to just love on you as much as I can and to not get sucked into what you're going through.
Right.
And I get myself back in alignment.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the most important thing. Some of you are probably thinking, like, what does he mean by alignment? Energetic alignment. I'm going to break it down to you guys. And this is what we basically strive for every day, to live our life in alignment. We look at it like...
Wait, before you do alignment, can I hear the story about me before you go into
I did.
that?
I said you're my best friend.
Oh, okay.
That,
I thought that was more. It's okay.
No, I tell myself how hot you are too, and and all that beautiful stuff, just like you.
I'm really not fishing for compliments.
No, but it's the truth. But we've talked about this many times.
Okay.
And I do the same thing. Actually, if you weren't so beautiful, it'd probably be easier to stay mad at you. But then because you are so beautiful, it's like, damn it. Nobody's going to.
Thanks.
So it is.
I better keep working on my body and keep myself looking right so you keep liking me.
But actually what I'm doing is just focus on gratitude and appreciation.
Yes.
Right. Which goes back to gets me back in alignment.
Yep.
So alignment people, basically, we look at it like this. Our higher self, source energy, and if you guys want to learn more about that, we talked about in the previous episode. But our higher self is the creator of everything in existence. And so we're part of that, our higher selves. Energetically, we're part of God. We're part of the universe. So if you're part of the creation of everything in existence, what is there to fear? How can there be lack? What is there to be afraid of? So our higher self looks at everything in every single moment through the eyes of love, abundance, and appreciation. And when you look at things through the eyes of love, abundance, and appreciation, it feels amazing. And when other people look at you through the eyes of love, abundance, and appreciation, it feels amazing.
Yep.
And the reason it feels so amazing is because that's your higher self letting you know that right now, your perspective on this subject matches the perspective of your higher self. You are in alignment. And when you're in alignment, life is magical. Your intuition's off the hook. Everywhere you go, people are attracted to you. Things just work out. You feel amazing. That's the zone. And it's like you could hear your spirit guiding you to what it is that you want.
Yes.
And the connection it's like a clear connection on a phone. Your spirit goes, go left. And you're like, for some reason, I feel like I gotta go left. And you go left, and something great is waiting for you there. You meet someone great or something you need. It always works out. Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of being in alignment.
Right.
We try to be in alignment every single day as much as we can. Now, what's the opposite of being in alignment? The opposite is being out of alignment. And so when you're out of alignment, whenever you look at things through the eyes of lack, fear, anger, doubt, shame, any of those negative emotions, it feels horrible. And the reason it feels horrible is, first of all, it's the discomfort is your higher self spanking you to get your attention. It's going, hey, I'm spanking you to get your attention, to let you know right now your perspective on this subject does not match the perspective of your higher self. You are out of alignment. And when you're out of alignment, life sucks.
Yep.
You got to work hard for just a little bit of progress. You feel hopeless. You feel lost. You feel afraid. People are repelled by you. And it's like that signal to your higher self. Mm-hmm. The signal's broken. So your higher self is trying to lead you, but it's like, hey, I'm trying to lead you to, but get off the phone. But there's too much static. I can't. So you're losing that connection.
Yes.
So how do you get back that connection? By changing your perspective to get into a place of gratitude and appreciation for where you're at, regardless of where you're at.
Right.
When you're in a mood like that, a negative mood, when you're out of alignment, mm-hmm. First of all, I make it a point to not get sucked into it mm-hmm. and to keep myself in alignment. Right. So it's like, she's upset and it's starting to affect me. But then it's immediately like, but you know what? She's my best friend. Mm-hmm. She's wonderful. She's always got my back. She's beautiful. She's funny. Nobody else looks out for me, will love me like she does. I love her. All of a sudden, I'm back in alignment now, and I feel good. And then oftentimes, by me getting back in alignment, it's like tuning forks. If you have a bunch of tuning forks in a room, and you hit one, ding, and that one will resonate, and the other ones will pick up that resonance. Ding, ding, mm-hmm. ding, ding. All of a sudden, they're all vibrating at the same resonance.
Right.
So with people, it's the same way. If I go into a room where people are upset, if I dominate the energy, and I'm in alignment, I'm high vibration, I can change their energy.
Yes.
Or if they don't change to high vibration, most of the time they'll leave.
Yeah.
Because they're not a match.
They'll be repelled.
Right. So we try to live our life by this perspective every single day. Yes. And you do it with me too. Mm-hmm. When I'm out of alignment, you catch it and be like, dude, you're out of alignment right now. I'm going to go do my thing. I'm going to go take a bubble bath. I'm going to go to the spa. Or you'll go do your thing.
I just want to add to that. As women, I know a lot of women, when their men are out of alignment, they want to go in. Let's talk about it. Tell me what's going on with you. And I've noticed with men in general, you want to do the opposite. You want to back away until they're ready to talk about it, because you need time to process and think about your thoughts. And I tend to be like, I know exactly what I want to say and what I want to talk about, but you're a little bit more calculated with it than I am. So I need to give you space to get yourself back in alignment. It's not my job to get you in alignment.
Right. And we're not responsible for anybody else's alignment except for ourselves.
Yeah.
Our own alignment. Mm-hmm. And then being out of alignment, that's not a bad thing either.
Right.
Because sometimes you need to be out of, nobody's going to be in alignment all the time, every day, nonstop. I'm sorry, it ain't going to happen. Nor should that happen, because you want the contrast. Mm-hmm. By experiencing what you don't want, sometimes it helps you to get clearer on what it is that you do want.
Right.
So that alignment is good. You just don't want to stay out of alignment for too long. Yeah. But I like to dabble in alignment because I get some great ideas. Mm-hmm. I get motivated. So we always look at it like surfing. And people are always like, man, I was on a good vibration for like a week, and then all of a sudden I fell off, and I'm upset because I was doing so well. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's okay to fall off sometimes. You need to fall off. That's part of the process.
Yes.
So it's like a surfer. A surfer's riding that wave, and a surfer's having a blast while they're riding the wave. But they know eventually that wave is going to crash. And when that wave crashes, the surfer doesn't get pissed off and cry and blame other people and scream and give up. The surfer's like, woo, that was a wonderful ride. Man, that was fun.
Yes.
Oh, okay, now I got a little downtime. Let me look around in a moment and appreciate where I'm at. And I'm grateful to be in a beautiful ocean. I'm grateful to not be at work right now. Right. So even though they're not riding the wave,
they rest.
They rest. And then they're eagerly anticipating the next wave coming at the perfect time. And so that's the process. When I get out of alignment, I don't freak out because I know, like, okay, here I'm where I'm at. What can I learn from this? What happened? I reflect.
Yes.
And then after I reflect, in the back of my mind, I'm eagerly anticipating the next wave coming at any moment. That's the process. And in a marriage, when you get both people in a relationship doing that and taking responsibility for their own alignment,
Yep.
watch out, people. That's next level right there.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to throw this in there because we have a lot of single people too that we work with. It's the same thing with single people. If all your stories in your mind and your heart are negative about relationships and the possibility of relationship, then that's how you're going to feel. You're going to feel like that possibility doesn't exist for you, and you're going to feel sad, and you're going to create that outcome for yourself. So you have to stay on the wave as much as you can. Like, this is possible for me. I'm excited about it. It's happening. This is what I love about love. This is what I love about relationships. Remember in the last energy episode, I said, bombard your system. Like, focus on love, focus on happy couples. And then your energy becomes a match to that vibration. I know it's easy to get sucked into the focus on lack, just like it's easy for couples to get sucked into the negativity of being adversaries, like battling it out. My perspective is right. No, my story is right. You have to decide to be on the same page. You have to decide to manage your thoughts and your emotions around the subject that you're trying to get the most out of. And for me, I want the most out of my marriage. I want the most out of my time with you. So when those thoughts creep in, because they do, look what he's doing. Why is he doing that? Why didn't he do this like this? Whatever it is, I have to say, so what? He's a grown-ass man. If he wants to go slow, he can go slow. If he wants to, whatever he wants to do, he can do. But 99% of the time, we're on the same page. So I don't need to focus on that. That's his job to focus on that.
Right. So your energetic alignment, people, is really, really important. And it goes back to what we were saying previously about when you go within the spirit and when you build that connection with the energy inside of you, your spirit, that is going to be your internal guidance system.
Yes.
And everybody's internal guidance system is different. It's just like your fingerprint.
Yes.
Nobody's ever had your fingerprint. Nobody ever will. So your path on this planet, your way of doing things, your way of thinking, your way of being, is if you're doing it correctly, it's going to be just like your fingerprint.
Yeah.
It's going to be unique. And so in a relationship, energetically, it's not about getting your partner to listen to your internal guidance system.
Yes.
Your partner has their own internal guidance system that they need to learn to listen to and tap into and have faith in. And then it's your job to tap into your own internal guidance system. Because your internal guidance system, we could look at the same thing and trying to figure something out. And mine would say, do it this way. And I'll know, like, okay, I got to do it this way. And yours would say, do it a different way. And the tendency is for couples to go, wait a minute, because my internal guidance system says to do it this way, it's the right way. Your way is the wrong way. And the other person's going, no, wait a minute. My internal guidance system is telling me to do it my way. Yours is the wrong way. Now you got to fight.
Yep.
And so how do you resolve it? You resolve it by drinking a tall glass of shut the hell up and letting your partner follow their own internal guidance system and you follow your own.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
And not judging it, because everybody's doing the best they can with what they have to work with, and everyone's creating their own stories. So the key is create a great story about each other. Don't make each other adversaries, and listen to your internal guidance system.
Yes.
Build a relationship with your spirit so that you can hear it and ask for guidance. Like, I have two of my most favorite things that I ask of my spirit, and I always get a great result. Number one is when I'm helping other people, I ask my spirit to move Melanie out of the way and to flow through me and give them what they need. And that happens so beautifully for me, and I love it. It is one of my most favorite things in the world. And then the other one is to make my path so clear that I can't miss it. Because there's a lot of noise in the world. There's a lot of distractions. And I want to live my best life. And I want to be on track. And I want to be on point. And so by asking that, the intuition that I get and the knowing that I get is incredible. And I want that for everyone. I want everyone to experience that personal power.
Yeah, I agree. And the better health you have, because your physical condition will also affect your energy.
Oh, yeah.
And so, for example, earlier when you asked me if I was okay,
yes,
and I said no,
I know.
I was hungry.
You're hungry, honey.
Right. That hunger, it actually altered my energy.
Yes.
So it just started to take me out of alignment.
Yeah.
But when I get out of alignment like that, or because I'm hungry or something else is going on, I shut down.
Yeah.
And that's how I deal with it. I shut down first because I could feel like, okay, whoa, I'm not getting out of alignment. So instead of continuing to get out of alignment, I'll just shut everything down and stand still.
You go into airplane mode?
Yeah, I go into airplane mode and autopilot.
Yes.
But by doing that, it gives me the time and the space to regain my perspective, to recreate a perspective on what's going on. Instead of taking it out on you and getting cranky and get away from me.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'll take that. Good.
There you go. That's the process. So if you're in bad health, or if you're sick, or if you're not taking care of yourself, it will affect your energy.
Yes. And your energy affects your partner's energy. It affects your children's energy. It affects your coworkers' energy.
And then we're all entangled, like we said earlier. Yep. So then that's going to affect everybody else in the world's energy to some degree.
Yes. So again, I want to remind you guys, that's why we want you guys to be part of our love revolution, where you're learning to love yourself and you are changing the negative stories about yourself, because those are affecting your energy and how you interrelate to other people. And so I'm really excited about this energy series. It's like my favorite. I love energy. I love talking about energy. And this was a really great conversation. I was thinking as we were talking, Anthony, I swear, I feel like we are bringing people into our bedroom. Like, this is the kind of stuff we sit and talk about at night when we're in bed together and when we're watching TV. These are the conversations that we have. So I'm really happy that we're able to welcome people in on these conversations and the journey that we've taken together.
So everybody's welcome into our bedroom. Come on in, people. There you go. Bring your pillows.
If people start knocking on our door, Anthony, I'm blaming you.
We're all entangled.
We're all entangled. So on that note, it's that time.
Oh, man.
I know.
Oh,
we love the people. We never want to go, do we? We just want to keep on going. But
I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh and sing a song. So we just got started, and before you know it,
it's time to say so long.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
It was a good episode. I love you so much.
I love you so much too, and I love talking to our audience too.
I do too.
You know what? We literally get excited. We get giddy when we know that our podcast is coming up. We get to interact with you guys and to share with you. So I thank you. We thank you, and we appreciate and love all you guys.
Yes, and I want to give a shout out to Black Love for putting us on the Black Love Plus podcast network. We love you guys. Make sure you guys are downloading the Black Love Plus app. I also want to thank you guys so much for all the feedback and the sharing and the subscribing and the reviews.
Yes.
You guys are sending us so much love, and we are receiving it and we appreciating it. You are part of our love revolution. So please keep doing that and start with loving yourself. Pay attention to those thoughts and change those stories.
Yes. So there you go, people. We gave it to you. Now what you're going to do with it? Use your energy. Spread some love in the world.
Yes.
You got this.
Yes, we do.
So on that note, see you next time.
See you next time.